Carmel. So Rochester will take the football. Tippecanoe Valley right now will be kicking, well, northeast wind, with, you would think, against the wind, but the flag says different. That's actually, it looks like a cross breeze. Yeah. So Rochester will go left to right. Obviously, Tippecanoe Valley right to left. They'll be kicking to the west, Will the Valley Vikings. Brad Thomas, Travis Watchering, I'm David Musselman. Week 7 underway here at Barnhart Field in Battle for the Bell, 2015 style. Low end-over-end kick, almost a knuckleball, skips into the end zone, and that's the first touchback of the year, I believe, that we have seen. Rochester will start at the 20. No chance to get in front of that one. It was a bullet right down the middle, and low line drive kick that skipped at about the 5 and got into the end zone. So Rochester will start their first possession of the football game at their own 20-yard line on the near hash, going to our right. Near hash is the Rochester sideline. So Sam Adams on the football. Bennett will go wide to the left side. In the slot to the left side is Heckathorn. I beg your pardon. Yeah, it is Heckathorn. Aaron Brooks dots the I. Here's the snap. Big handoff. Quarterback keeper going to the left. Alec Holland, a lot of room. Down the Tippecanoe Valley sideline. Cuts it upfield at the 45 and ran out of bounds. Near the 40-yard line. And that's where they're going to give him 20 yards on the carry. Actually, 19 yards on the carry as Holland takes it out to the 39.
Good look by Holland. The safety never moved over on Heckathorn until after the ball was snapped. And Heckathorn had 10 yards of freedom off the line of scrimmage before the safety picked him up, which meant that Holland, all he had to do was get around the end, and he was green grass.
Twins to the near side. Holland back to pass it, and it's a quarterback keeper. Gets a block, gets it upfield, makes something out of nothing as he takes it across the 40, maybe to the 42. A pickup of about 3 yards, which could have been an easily 10-yard loss. Alec Holland athletically takes it up for 3 yards.
Yeah, same play, different side of the ball, both designed quarterback runs. It's not Hollick. It's not him looking downfield and running. Those are design runs.
He tucked those the minute he got his hands on them.
Yep. Second down and 7 for the Zebras. 11:26 to play in the first half. Rochester will go to a 2 tight end set, 3 backs in the backfield, straight T. Here's the snap. Wilson Lee going left. Wilson Lee lowers his head at the 45, pushes his way out to about the 47-yard line. So he's going to pick up about 5 yards. It'll bring up third down at about 2 for the Rochester Zebras. Again at their own 47-yard line. Ball in the middle of the field. So Wilson Lee, the first carry of the football game, the first carry by a back, running back, I should say. Somebody other than Alec Holland gets the carry. We'll go back to the straight T formation, 2 tight ends. Bennett to the right, Pearson to the left. Holland under center on 3rd and 2. Alec Bark signals a 6 on the play clock. Tippecanoe Valley jumps, and we're going to have an offsides. It will be a nice job by Alec Holland. A nice hard count. He moves everything but the football. Again, his body, his head, everything moved. Valley jumps and draws them off sides. He's going to pick up a free 5, so it'll be 1st and 10 for the Zebras. Now at the Viking 48.
Yeah, good smart move by Holland. Only needed 3 yards for the first down, and he went on a long count and was able to draw Valley across.
10.5 to play first quarter. Bennett comes wide to the near side, wide to the right. Slot to the right is Heckathorn. Split back for Holland. Quick snap. Pitches to McLaughlin. Connor McLaughlin turns it upfield. Runs over a Viking tackler. Carries the ball inside the 45. Takes it to the 42-yard line. Pickup of about 6. It'll be 2nd down and 4. Nice blocking out there by the Zebra front 4-5.
Yeah, that right side, Austin Hoover and Austin Foster getting those lead blocks from McLaughlin there.
Pearson comes tight to the right. Bennett tight left. Full house backfield for the Zebras on 2nd and 4. Here's the snap. Holland, busted play, keeps it, cuts it inside to the 40, falls ahead to the 39. Give him 3.
It was a nice job by Holland.
Busted play.
Yeah, as Bryce Webster came across in a defensive end position for Tippecanoe Valley and was right there to meet him as he come around this right side of the field. But Holland did a good job of ducking up underneath of him and picking up 3 yards.
Again, Alec Holland and his athleticism picking up positive yardage when it could have been negative for sure. 3rd and 1 for the Rochester Zebras at the Tippecanoe Valley 39-yard line. Bennett will be tight right. Pearson tight left, 6 on the play clock, full house backfield. Holland now under center with 3, with 2, with 1. Motion man is Brooks. Here's the snap, gives to McLaughlin, has the first down. Connor McLaughlin at the 30, shakes the tackler at the 25 and falls ahead to the 24.
Great job by McLaughlin. He hit that hole hard and fast, and once he squeaked past the line of scrimmage, it was just a matter of keeping his feet underneath of him as he stumbled for another 10 yards.
15-yard gain for Connor McLaughlin and a Zebra first down inside the Tippecanoe Valley 25.
And those same two linemen we just mentioned, Hoover and Foster, giving him that hole on the right side again.
Ball in the near hash. This time, Rensberger is a flanker to the right. Bennett is tight right. Here's a carry for McLaughlin right at the middle. Connor carries the ball to the 20, a pick up of 4. It'll be 2nd down and 6 with 8:35 to play in the first quarter. No score here at Barnhart Field, but the Rochester Zebras driving here as this series, or this drive, I should say, started at their own 20-yard line.
And we talked about Wilson Lee playing the tight end position, yet he's been in the backfield the entire drive. And Gavin Bennett has been playing tight end and split and wide receiver. Speaking
of which, Bennett is tight right, Pearson's tight left, full house backfield. Wilson Lee gets the carry. And Wilson across the 20, maybe to the 18. And that's going to bring up 2nd down, make that 3rd down and 3-ish for the Rochester Zebras. 8 to play in the first quarter. Brad Thomas, Travis Watering, I'm David Musselman. 3rd down and a long 3 for the Zebras at about the 18.5-yard line of the Vikings.
Good opening drive series for the Rochester Zebras.
Bennett tight left, Pearson tight right, full house backfield for the Z's. Holland under center with 10 on the play clock, plenty of time, takes the snap, fakes the handoff, rolls to the left. He's going to have to get away from the Viking tacklers. He does so, kicks it to the far sideline. And Alec Holland's athleticism gives him 5 and another Zebra first down. Wow, there was 3 white jerseys in the backfield waiting for Holland, and somehow Juke and Jive picked up 5 and the first down.
So I did a good job of following Webster and McLaughlin around that left side. And they did a good job of kicking out so that he could cut back underneath.
1st and 10 for the Zebras at the Vikings 13-yard line. Bennett wide right. In the slot to the right side is Heckathorn. Eye back for Holland. Alec hands off to Brooks, and Brooks is pushed back to the 15-yard line. He's going to lose 2. It'll bring up 2nd down and 12. 7:08 to play in the first quarter. Rochester basically had this ball from the word go. Rensberger brings a play in from the sideline. Obviously well within the Duff's range right now.
This is the 12th play of this drive.
2nd and 12 for the Z's at the Vikings 15-yard line. Bennett comes wide to the near side. Rensberger flanker to the right. Split back for Holland. Alex up under center. Gets the pitch to Brooks. Aaron Brooks around the sideline. Makes that McLaughlin looking for the end zone. Touchdown Zebras. Connor McLaughlin, a 15-yard run. Puts the Zebras on the board. It's 6-0.
Brooks out front with the lead block on the corner. And McLaughlin around the end for 15 yards and the first score of the game.
I'm not sure he was touched.
I don't think he was.
No. And he did a good job of waiting for those blocks to materialize in front of him.
Yeah, that's another great job by that right side of the line again. Adam, Foster, Hoover.
Yep.
Every time McLaughlin got a big carry on this drive, it was on that right side.
Duff to kick. Snap is back, hold us down, kicks it away. He's got plenty of legs, and it is good. 7-0 Rochester, 6.5 to play first quarter. You're listening to Zebra Football, 92.1 WROI.
The long snapper was number 51, Tanner Music. The Zebra scoring drive took up about 5 minutes and 25 seconds. They went 11 plays for 80 yards and the touchdown. By McLaughlin, the extra point by Duff. The Zebra 7, Valley will be receiving.
Back at Rochester High School, the Zebras take the opening kick and drive it 80 yards for a touchdown.
11 plays, 80 yards, capped off by a Connor McLaughlin 15-yard touchdown run. The PAT by Zane Duff was good. Zebras lead 7-0 with 6:35 remaining in the first quarter.
Connor McLaughlin scored for 15 yards, Brad, and like we said right before the break, I don't think he was touched.
No, he wasn't. He did a great job of waiting for his right side of his offensive line and his lead blockers to get out in front of him, and he just kind of put a hand on the hip of that one of the guys that was in front of him and followed him through to the end zone.
Brandon Webster watches the bounce of the 15, picks it up at the 11. at the 20. Kicks it outside, shakes the tackler, and then slips down shy of the 25, giving him about the 22 or 23. Boy, he shakes that Brooks tackle. He could be gone.
Yeah, it looked like they had a wall set up on that far side of the field. He just wasn't able to get over there and around the corner.
1st and 10 for the Vikings at their own 22-yard line. 6.5 to play in the first quarter. Alec Craig brings the club to the line. Again, Nick Feldman is your lone back. 4 receivers for the Viking offense. On 1st and 10, Webster, the man in motion, gets the jet sweep coming to the near side. 20, cuts back into the middle, cuts it back to the outside, carries it out to the 26-yard line. He'll pick up 4, and it'll be 2nd down and 6 for the Vikings. That jet sweep has really been Rochester's defensive Achilles heel.
Yeah, to come across there, it's quick. It's a quick handoff to the quarterback, and before you know it, that guy's outside the tackle box and around the corner.
Craig under center. Fakes the pitch, hands off to Webster. Webster shakes the zebra tackler. McLaughlin grabs him with a jersey and shakes him down. Takes him back to the 25-yard line. So he's going to lose a yard. It'll bring up 3rd down and 7.
I'm not sure we haven't seen an opponent who hasn't ran that jet sweep against us yet.
Nice job by McLaughlin to get free and grab a hold of that jersey.
And he threw him down pretty hard with that jersey as well.
3rd down and 7 for the Vikings. 5.5 to play. Out of the shotgun now is Craig. Back to pass. Alec Craig rolls on the near side. Looking to pass. Down the near sideline is incomplete. Thrown behind the receiver. And it's going to bring up 4th and 7 for the Vikings. And probably a punting situation. We got a 21 out there playing, but I don't have a 21 on the roster. 4th and 7 for the Vikings. And they'll line up in the punt formation. Back deep is Bennett. He slides inside his 35.
That play right there, the back coming out of the backfield, he blocks initially, and then he releases. Craig's able to dump it over the top. He just wasn't able to hang on to it.
Yeah. Kick is end over end. Takes a valley bounce and goes out of bounds at about the Rochester 35-yard line. Ooh, that's a nice mark. Give him the 33. So that's where Rochester will start this possession up 7-0.
Good start for Rochester. They get the opening drive, a long 11-play drive in the score, and then they force Valley into a 3-and-out. So a possibility here, if they can make another long drive, they can close out this first quarter pretty nicely.
5:21 to play in the first quarter. Rochester up 7-0. Ball in the near hash. Bennett comes wide to the near side. Flanker to the right side is Heckathorn. Split backs for Alec Holland. Holland ducks up under center. 20 on the play clock. Pitches out to McLaughlin. Connor McLaughlin dragging some Viking tacklers with him as he gets it close to the 40, maybe the 39-yard line. Picks up about 6. It'll be 2nd and 4.
21 for Valley is Eric Schaefer. He's wearing 22 on the roster and 21 tonight.
Thank you. Well, your day's done. Take a break.
See ya. See you at halftime.
Yeah.
2nd and 4 for the Zebras. Split backs again. Rensberger now the flanker to the right side. Here's the snap. McLaughlin again right up the middle. Connor McLaughlin pushing the pile ahead to about the 45. Give him 6 and a Zebra 1st down.
Yep, Connor McLaughlin again having another good night to start this ball game.
Aaron Brooks carried the ball once, twice.
Yeah, one time.
Yeah.
Loss of 2 yards.
Well, I guess, and 34 has done it for us all year.
He has.
He's been the workhorse for sure. 1st and 10 for the Zebras at their own 45. Ball in the near hash.
And the thing is, if you can start Wilson Lee in one position and move him around throughout the ball game.
Wilson Lee this time is tight right. Holland pitches to McLaughlin, going to the near side. Got some blockers in front, outruns the blockers, turns it upfield, carries it into Tippecanoe Valley territory, giving the 47.
You said it right there. He outran his blockers. He had great blockers on that right side and pulling guard Tanner Music, but he outran every single one of them, and he was up there by himself.
8-yard gain for Connor McLaughlin. Brings up 2nd down and 2 for the Zebras. Now is Tippecanoe Valley 47. 4:15 to play. In the first quarter, Rochester up 7-0. Rensberger flanker to the right. Quick snap. McLaughlin right up the middle. Connor dragging Viking tacklers with him. Carries it out to the 39-yard line.
Another 8 yards for McLaughlin.
You know, Val mentioned something to us in the break that it seems like the Rochester offense is moving quicker. It's a more up-tempo type of offense at this point. Yeah. 1st and 10 for the Z's at the Viking 39. Quickly on the ball with 15 on the play clock. Spin it wide to the near side. Flanker to the right is Heckathorn. Split back for Holland. Alec takes the snap quickly. Gives him McLaughlin again. Connor turns it up. Connor pushing the pile ahead. Connor is brought down shy of the 35. Give him the 36 to pick up a 3. It'll be 2nd and 7. Under 4 minutes to play in the first quarter.
Now, one of the things Rochester's offense hopes to do tonight is keep the Valley defense guessing. You know, they've got Bennett, they've got McLaughlin, they've got Holland, they've got Lee. And if you can keep them guessing as to who's going to get the ball and where it's going to go, that's to your advantage.
It hasn't been needed yet tonight, but when Bennett's on the outside, they have Brandon Webster on him, who's 5'8".
Yeah.
So look for that little lob that Holland loves to give to Bennett.
2nd and 7. Rochester at 36. Holland takes a snap. McLaughlin up the middle. Connor McLaughlin falls ahead to the 30. Give him the 31. I beg your pardon. Give him 6. It'll be 3rd and 1 for the Zebras with 3:10 to play in the first quarter. Beg your pardon, it'll be 3rd and 2.
And right now, McLaughlin's working so well, we haven't had to go to the second option yet.
Yeah.
No need.
We're still on option number 1 right
How many
now.
times have we seen this? If it's not broke, don't fix it.
You're right. And that's all.
Kelly.
That's really all it's been is off the right tackle and straight up the middle.
3rd and 2. Valley packs the box. Hard snap or hard count. Now the snap and the handoff goes to McLaughlin. Connor McLaughlin across the 30, near the 29. And if it's at the 29, that's going to be close to another Zebra first down. 2:35 to play in the first quarter. Rochester up 7-0. And it is about the 29.5 yard line. And the official on the near side held up a closed fist, but now we're going to measure. 2:26 to play in the first quarter. A quick first quarter here at Barnhart Field.
It has been.
Connor McLaughlin, as efficient as he's running, when Zebras are ready to go to that pass attack, it's going to be there. So they keep bringing their linebackers up, and they're going to be able to lob one up to Bennett when they're ready for it.
I was just going to say that when you're putting 8, 9, 10 guys in the box, they're begging for a pass.
Absolutely.
So they stretch the chains. It is going to be close. It's going to be less than a foot the way it looks.
And we're going to go for it.
Oh, absolutely. The way that Connor McLaughlin's running the ball, absolutely.
I think we're too far away for the field goal and too close for the punt. So
34 in the A gap.
And,
be careful. Be careful.
2:26 to play in the first quarter. Rochester up 7-0.
I had a comment. I was done.
Of course, you can see the play fake to McLaughlin and Holland just keeping it around the right side.
Well, that could be too. Rochester will go to 2 tight ends. Pearson to the right, Bennett to the left. Full house backfield for Rochester. Brooks, McLaughlin, and Wilson Lee left to right. 3rd and make that 4th and inches for the Zebras. Holland under center. Take the snap. Give it to Wilson Lee going left. Lee has the first down. And he's going to pick up about 2 yards, but enough for a Zebra first down. It moves the chains.
Great job by Wilson Lee. He was able to get in on the little misdirection play there with the fake to McLaughlin, and a great job by that left side of that offensive line. Sutton and Music and Sam Adams there at center. They did a good job of getting some initial push coming off that line. They only needed half a yard, and I think they got 2.
Yep. 1st and 10 for the Z's. They'll go back to that 2 tight end. Full house backfield look from the 28. Alex under center. Takes a snap. Lee again going left. Met by Bell. Garrett Bell then brings him down there after about a yard gain. It'll be 2nd and 9. Under 2 to play in the first quarter.
Well, Garrett Bell doing a great job for Tippecanoe Valley defensively here in these first couple of series, as he's not playing offense tonight for Valley, and he's got a lot of energy saved up for that defense.
Yeah.
Not starting offense. He might. We might see him later.
That's a good point. Yeah.
90 seconds to play in the first quarter. Rochester's held the football all for about 2 minutes.
Right. Yeah.
2nd and 9 for the Z's. On the fake, Holland keeps, has some blockers, cuts it upfield at the 25, turns the corner to the 24, and ran out of bounds. Actually going to stay inbounds as he gains about, 3 yards maybe. It'll be 3rd down. Call it about 3rd and 5. 1:07 to play in the first quarter. Ball spotted at the Tippecanoe Valley 23-yard line.
Well,
60 seconds.
The best way to neutralize a dangerous quarterback is to keep him on the sideline.
That's exactly right. Bennett wide to the near side. Rensberger is in the slot right. Here's the quick snap, and the pitch goes to McLaughlin. Connor McLaughlin, first down. Cuts it back inside the 15-yard line, down to around the 14. 1st and 10 Zebras.
Great job by McLaughlin, 9 yards.
McLaughlin gets up, limping on that right leg. He's heading back to the huddle now with a jog, but that is a noticeable limp there by Connor McLaughlin.
And I'm guessing the coaches have noticed that. This is where we might see Bennett with a little fade to the back of the end zone. Give McLaughlin a chance to walk that off.
33 seconds to play first quarter. 1st and 10 for the Z's. At the Tippecanoe Valley 14-yard line, Rochester breaks the huddle with 8 on the play clock. Pearson will be tight right, Bennett tight left, split back for Holland. With 3, with 2, quick snap. Wilson Lee going left. Is met by a Viking tackler at the 15, and they're going to give him back to the line of scrimmage.
That was Bell again who brought it down.
It'll be 2nd and 10, and that's going to do it for the first quarter. After 1, Rochester leads 7-0. You're listening to Zebra Football, 92.1 WROI.
That's the end of the first quarter.
Back at Rochester High School, we go to the second quarter. Rochester has held the football virtually, they held it virtually the entire first quarter.
2 big stats, maybe 3 if you want to stretch it. Rochester had the ball 10 minutes and 50 seconds out of a 12-minute quarter. And they've run 23 plays to Valley's 3. And McLaughlin already has 88 yards on 12 carries and a touchdown.
Well, as the first quarter come to an end, Wilson Lee lost the yards, so it'll bring up 2nd down and 11. Rochester now going to the left. Bennett goes wide to the right side. Flanker to the right is Heckathorn. Here's a pitch going to McLaughlin. McLaughlin then hands off to Bennett. Bennett runs away from one defender. Cuts it upfield. And Holland is he going to get called for a block in the back? Well, he should have if he didn't.
I don't see any hard or any laundry on the field, so we're going to let it go. But
I'm not sure if Bennett picked up positive yards, maybe 3. He ran about 55 yards to grab 3. Give him 2. It'll be 3rd down and 9 for the Rochester Zebras. Ball at the 13-yard line with 11:50 to play in the first half.
I think that play was out of McLaughlin having that little limp.
Yeah,
they didn't want to push him, use him for a decoy.
Rensberger wide to the right. Bennett a wide left. Split back for Holland. Alec back to pass. Looks left. Throws left. Rises up. Bennett threw his hands out of bounds. It'll be 4th down.
That was Bennett playing defense there, as that ball was almost thrown directly to the Tippecanoe Valley defender.
Dalton Frater was in the face of Holland quickly. And here comes Zane Duff. So this is on the 13-yard line. This will be a 30-yard attempt for Zane Duff. Yep. 31, actually.
Soccer player Monday through Thursday, football player on Fridays.
Kind of kicking against the wind here.
Well, we saw him kick a field goal against North Miami, which ended up being the difference in the game.
So here we go. Snap is down. Kick is away. On the way. Does it have enough? It does. Good. A 31-yarder by Zane Duff put the Zebras up 10-0. You're listening to Zebra Football, 92.1 WROI.
And the field goal by Zane Duff is good. Drive for the Zebras.
11:44 to play in the first half. The Zebras are now up 10-0.
15 plays, 54 yards, capped off by a Zane Duff 31-yard field goal. Zebras lead 10-0 with 11:44 in the half. First half.
So back deep for the Vikings. Duff. I'm sorry, back deep for the Vikings is Brandon Webster. Brandon Webster got a couple of carries in that first possession. Wilson Lee will kick off. 10-0. Rochester up here at Rochester High School. Again, 11:44 to play in the first half. Well, Wilson Lee ready. Kicks it towards the sideline. It takes a skip and out of bounds right at the pylon. So that's going to be a flag against the Rochester Zebras. Nice idea. That just about snuck in the end zone, but it went out of bounds. Took almost a left turn right there at the pylon.
Well, Tippecanoe Valley is going to come out and run just their 4th play of the game, and they're down 10 points.
Wow. 2 score updates. I have Winnemac 16, West Central 0, Whitco 7, Manchester 0.
And I think Tippecanoe Valley is going to make
kick it over.
Wilson Lee to kick that again.
Well, they got Brandon Webster back deep, and he's got some speed and the capability of breaking one out. But hopefully, Rochester's had trouble with their special teams this season. They've had a kick return, they've had a punt return.
So Rochester will Tippecanoe Valley will force the Zebras to back up 5 yards and kick it out from the 35-yard line instead of the 40. So obviously that tells you, Brad, that they're pretty excited about Brandon Webster and his return ability.
And I think they question Rochester's ability to cover.
That could be. End over end kick. Taken at the 21, at the 30, right up the middle. And the ball is returned to the Tippecanoe Valley, almost 39-yard line the way it looks, maybe the 38, but a pretty good start here for the Vikings for their second series of the game.
First and 10, Valley.
11:40 to play, first half. Rochester up 10-0. Here at Barnhart Field, Alec Craig in the huddle. Vikings will break the huddle. Ball in the near hash, which is the Rochester sideline. Dusenberry goes wide to the left side. Butler wide to the near side. Again, Feldman, your lone back behind Craig. Webster goes in motion to the left. He gets the pitch going left on the jet sweep. Rochester strings it out, cuts it back inside. Now comes back to the near side. Nobody there but Tippecanoe Valley blockers. Alec Craig leads the block. Webster down the near sideline to the 40, the 35, at the Rochester 30, and finally run out of bounds, shy of the Rochester 25-yard line. Webster did a great job stretching that play all the way to the Valley sideline. I should say the Rochester Zebras defense did a great job stretching that all the way to the sideline. He stopped. Nobody back on the weak side for Rochester's defense, and he came all the way back around and turned something into a big gainer for the Valley Vikings.
36 yards for Brandon Webster on that run.
If you watch the Thursday night football game, it was like Le'Veon Bell's touchdown, all the way to the right side and finished on the far left side.
Well, Wilson Lee, trailing from behind, got pinned off, and that made the opening.
The fullback, first carry, Feldman. And Feldman not much there. The ball is loose. Craig picks it up, starts running to the end zone, but the official's going to kill it. Looks like he picked up a couple of yards. Actually, maybe just,
they're not going to give him anything.
I don't know if they're going to give him a lot at all. 11 minutes to play in the first half. He got a foot maybe. We're going to call it 2nd and 10. Nice job of the Zebras not getting sucked into that jet sweep that they ran successfully here in the first half. Dusenberry wide to the left side. In the slot to the left side is Weaver. Butler wide to the near side. Out of the shotgun is Craig. Alec Craig takes a snap, rolls to the left. Design quarterback keeper. He's got the Feldman in front of him. He kicked it to the sideline and then ran out of bounds by Heckathorn. As Alec Craig gets, I believe, maybe a yard. He gets it out to the 26-yard line with 10.5 to play in the first half. It'll bring up third down and about 8 for the Vikings.
I'll give Rochester credit. They were able to stretch that out and use the sideline to their advantage.
Rochester doing a good job stringing that play out.
Yeah, they did.
We have seen in a couple of games this year that if you can get to the edge, Rochester defense is in trouble.
The numbers were pretty well even. They just stretched it out.
3rd and 8. Back to pass is Craig. Near side, wide open. Butler complete. Butler shakes the tackler at the 20. Cuts it back inside at the 14, 16 that is, and then leads ahead to the 15-yard line. That'll be enough for a first down on a 10-yard pitch and catch from Craig to Butler. And it'll be Viking football, 1st and 10 for them at the Rochester 15.
And that's what makes Tippecanoe Valley dangerous, is Craig can run the sweep, he can throw the out or the deep ball, and then you got Webster running those jet sweeps.
Yeah. Speaking of Webster, he's on the side to the right side. Out of the shotgun is Craig. Feldman to his right. Craig back to pass. Looks left. Now back to the right. Over the middle of the field. It is incomplete off the hands of Webster. Rochester bit. The defensive back bit on his eyes as he was looking left, and then came back to the right.
Well,
had Webster on the slant, just a little too tall.
And I think maybe he might have waited about a second too long to throw that football. If he'd have caught him quickly, he was open for the first 6 yards coming off the line of scrimmage. And had he hit him in full stride, he'd have been in the end zone before anybody knew he had the ball.
Dusenberry wide to the left side. Butler split right. Under center now is Craig on to Webster now in the jet sweep going left. Craig grabbed by the shoulder pads and ripped down. He gets across the 15, gets inside the 15 near the 13-yard line. Pickup of about 2. It'll be 3rd and 8 for the Vikings with 9:50 to play. in the first half. Again, Rochester up 10-0.
I'll tell you, Webster is just so fast.
Yeah.
I think if he gets broke open into the open field, I don't know if there's anybody on Rochester fast enough to catch him.
Butler wide to the near side. Comes split way out. In the slot to the right is Webster. Out of the shotgun now is Craig. Craig takes the snap. Hands off to the near side. And McLaughlin wraps him up and brings him down. And that was Schaefer on the run. And Eric Schaefer gets nothing. It'll be 4th and 8.
Good job on McLaughlin there. He stayed home and
put his face mask right in the gut.
Had that initial hit, and then
McLaughlin stopped him, and Bennett,
5 of them, yeah.
Yep, Bennett put him down.
Valley will go forward on 4th and 8 at the Rochester 13-yard line. 9 minutes to play in the first half. Again, the Zebras up 10-0. Brad Thomas, Travis Watering, I'm David Musselman. Southwood leads Peru at the end of 1, 12-7. Dusenberry wide left, Butler wide right. Under center now is Craig. Alec Craig fakes the handoff, rolls left. Here comes some pressure. He's trying to get away from Bennett. He can't. He's sacked.
Oh, Bennett. No, he's going to get up. I thought he was holding his knee, but great job by Gavin Bennett. He come free off the corner and got a hold of Craig's jersey as he tried to run backwards and escape. And Bennett, just too big and too strong, spun him around and threw him down.
Craig loses 14 yards. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Zebras at their own 27. 8:45 to play in the first half. Rochester with an opportunity here before half to put another score on the board.
And that defensive play on 4th down gained them 14 yards.
Yeah, right on.
To start the series.
Bennett will be tied to the left side. Wilson Lee tight right. High backs for Holland. From the 27, quick snap. Aaron Brooks off the left side. Brooks spinning around, still on his feet. Valley's going to push him backwards. And the spot's going to lose him a yard. It's going to be 2nd down and 11 for the Zebras. Back at the 26-yard line. Again, 8.5 to play in the first half.
We might see the Zebras go to the air here before this last series is over.
Going to lose 2. Bradley's going to be 2nd and 12.
With both Wilson Lee and McLaughlin hobbling a little bit.
Well, if this isn't a pass, you know it's going to 34. I would guess. Bennett wide to the near side. Ball in the middle of the field. And now Coach Zahner and the Zebras will use a timeout. We'll take a 30. You're listening to Zebra Football, 92.1 WRLI. Seconds to play in the first half. Rochester up 10-0, and Rochester uses a timeout here. It'll be 2nd down and 12 for the Rochester Zebras. Back at their 25-yard line. Heckathorn to go wide to the left, right side, which is the wide side of the field. Bennett wide to the near side. High backs for Holland. Wilson Lee tight right. Holland under center on 2nd and 12 from the 25. Takes a snap. Back to pass. Looks left. Throws left. That's Bennett. Bennett rises up. He's going to catch it out of bounds. And it's going to be 3rd and 12. Nice defense on this near side by Heckman. Deshaun Heckman pushes him out of bounds as Bennett was in the air. I'm not sure even if Heckman's not there, he comes down in bounds.
I was too far to the I was just going to say, nice defense by the sideline.
Yeah, right.
Threw it about a yard out of bounds. Yeah.
3rd and 12. Now, wait a minute. The ball before that play was setting on the 25. Now it's on the 26.
Huh.
So now it's 3rd and 11.
Yeah, gained a yard on the incompletion.
That's right. Now it's 3rd and 11.
We'll take them any way we can.
So Wilson Lee will be tight left. Flanker to the right side is Heckathorn. 3rd down and 11 for the Zebras. The snap. Back to passes. Holland throws a bullet. Complete to Bennett. Bennett's got a first down as he's pushing back. Wow.
Wow.
That is not going to be the spot.
Oh,
he was 2 yards to the good for a first down, and they pushed him backwards. That's an awful spot.
Yeah, it is.
That is an awful spot. The forward momentum was 2 yards beyond the sticks. The defense pushed him back.
Yeah.
And it's going to be 4th and 1. That's an awful spot.
Yeah, it is. I would agree.
2.5 yards short of where he caught that ball.
4th and 1. That was a 10-yard pass play from Holland to Bennett. And Rochester will go for it on 4th down and 1 at their own 37-yard line with 7.5 minutes to play in the first half. Rochester up 10-0.
And I would guess everybody in the stadium is
34.
expecting McLaughlin.
Wow. 7 on the play clock. Full house backfield, 2 tight ends. They've got to hurry to 4, to 3, to 2. And now Rochester will use another timeout. 7:15 to play in the first half. Rochester uses their second timeout. We'll take a 30. You're listening to Rochester Football, 92.1 WROI. To play in the first half. Rochester up 10-0. And after their timeout, they'll be looking at 4th down and 1. And from their own 37-yard line, ball on the far hash, the Tippecanoe Valley sideline going to our left. Rochester will have Bennett tight to the left side, Pearson tight right, full house backfield for the Zebras. Can Wilson lead, or can Alec Holland do it again? Can he draw them off again, or will they actually run a play here? Brooks goes in motion to the far side. Here's the snap. Wilson Lee going left. He's got a first down at the 40. Pushing the pile ahead to the 43, maybe even to the 45. Now if they push him back as he gets to the 45, you push him back to the 40, that's where the ball will be spotted, right?
Well, they're not even going to give him the 45. They're going to spot him 2 yards short.
Right, though.
43. So they're just working on the averages here, I think. We'll go with the forward motion, and then wherever he falls down, and then we'll spot it at the average in between.
That's how you do it, right?
First and 10 for the Zebras at their own 43-yard line.
A good hard run by Wilson Lee to get the first down.
Bennett and Rensberger wide to the near side. Wilson Lee tight left, eye backs for Holland. Alec under center on 1st and 10. Takes the snap, pitches to Brooks. Aaron Brooks at the 45, near the sideline at the 50, at the 45 in the Tippecanoe Valley territory. First down for the Zebras.
Aaron Brooks just kind of dipped his shoulder and went underneath the tackle and kept right on running.
He had a great block there by Tandem Music and Connor McLaughlin.
They're going to give him the 42 and a 1st and 10 for the Z's. Clock rolls, 6:45 to play in the first half. Rochester up 10-0. Play clock rolling. Rochester breaks the huddle with 19 in the play clock. Bennett will go wide to the right side, which is the white side of the field. In the flanker to the right side is Heckathorn. Split backs for Holland. Wilson Lee tight right. Alec, quick snap. McLaughlin right up the middle. Connor McLaughlin right up the middle. Great blocking up front by the right side of the Zebras. And he carries it across the 25 to the 24.
Yeah, McLaughlin continues to go through that right side, who's giving him those big holes to get this gains. And it's Austin Foster and Austin Hoover again.
Give him 8. It'll be 2nd and 2 for the Z's. Rensberger brings the play in from the sideline. And this is kind of what we saw in the first half, of last week's game. Rochester controlled both sides of the football. It was great.
Yeah, I was about to say, even Music, Adam, Sutton, the line up front is getting these yards for Zebras. 2nd and 2 for Rochester, the 24 Valley. McLaughlin again right up the middle. Connor lunges ahead, gets to the 20. First down, gets to the 30, I beg your pardon. And now we're going to have a flag on the play, is that right?
Yeah,
there is a flag out there.
Late flag.
He got to the 30-yard line, so he obviously picked up 4 because they're at the 34, not the 24. Regardless, it'll be 1st and 10 for the Z's, and we'll wait to see what the flag is.
Well, McLaughlin's already got 100 yards in this first half.
Well, it obviously is against Tippecanoe Valley because they continue to march towards the Rochester goal line. It will be dead ball, unsportsmanlike on Tippecanoe Valley, so that'll be 15 yards. Oh, late hit? Okay. So it'll take the ball to the 15-yard line, 1st and 10 for the Z's. 6:11 to play in the first half. Again, Rochester up 10-0. They'll come out with a full house backfield. Brooks, McLaughlin, and Wilson Lee left to right. Tight end left is Bennett. Tight end right is Pearson. And Holland under center. Quick snap. Wilson Lee going left. Stiff arm at the line of scrimmage, I should say, as Wilson Lee takes it to the 11. He picks up 4. It'll be 2nd down and 6. 5:50 to play in the first half. Josh Heckathorn brings a play in from the sideline. Second down and 6 for the Z's at the Viking 11-yard line. Bennett goes wide to the right side. The flanker to the right side is Heckathorn. Split backs for Holland. Alec under center with 10 on the play clock. McLaughlin takes a snap, goes to the left, lowers his shoulder, lunges ahead, gets it down to the 2. First and goal for the Z's. Give him 9. Might even be the 1. Yep, 2 yards. First and goal to 2.
Give it to McLaughlin again.
Please. Boy, did you guys notice that? He was right up the middle, and then
boom.
He stuck his right foot in the ground and cut hard to the left.
Yeah. Two Valley defenders right there at the goal line to stop him from going in.
First and goal from the 2 for the Rochester Zebras. Brooks goes in motion. McLaughlin going right. Lunges ahead, looking for the goal line. No signal yet. As Valley pushes him back. I'm not sure he got anything. He might have gotten to the 1. It'll be second and goal from the 1. Clock rolls. 5 minutes to play in the first half. That's the first time that the defense stopped him for no gain. That's right. It'll be second and 2 from the 2, or second and goal from the 2.
And Bell once again on the stop for Tippecanoe Valley.
Said him his name a lot defensively tonight.
Yeah.
4:40 to play in the first half. Rochester up 10-0. Pearson tight left, Bennett tight right. Full house backfield for the Zebras. 5 on the play clock. On the quarterback keeper, Alec Holland rolls right, cuts it back inside, looking for the end zone. Touchdown, Zebras!
Nice job by Holland. He initially thought he was going to try and outrun everybody to the corner, get to the flag first, but he saw an opening inside. He got a good kick-out block, and he ducked underneath and he was able to slide in.
A great block by Wilson Lee on the right side. It was Bell he took down, and it was just a great block to finish off that touchdown.
So Zane Duff on to attempt the extra point with 4:27 to play in the first half. Snap is back, hold is down, kick is away, and it is good. 17-0 Rochester. You're listening to Zebra Football, 92.1 WROI.
Zane Duff is good. Just under 4.5 minutes remaining in the first half. The Zebra 17, Tippecanoe Valley no score. Zebra scoring drive consisted of 11 plays for 73 yards. The touchdown run by Holland. The extra point by Duff.
4:27 to play in the first half. The Zebras strike again.
11 plays, 73 yards, capped off by a Alec Holland 2-yard touchdown run. The PAT by Zane Duff was good. Zebras lead 17-0 with 4.5 remaining in the first half.
Did you say that drive was 11 plays?
11 plays.
Valley's had 11 plays for the total half.
Rochester's 3 scoring plays, 11 plays, 15 plays, 11 plays.
Yep, and that would explain why Valley's only had 11 offensive plays in the first half.
Wilson lead a kick. Nice end-over-end kick. Going to be taken at about the 13-yard line at the 20 to 25, and is wrapped up in midair and shoved down at the 29. Hey, I'd like to say hi to Keegan and Adam Reinhold, who's listening tonight. We appreciate that. Okay. There you go.
So we got 2?
At least.
At least. That's it, 2. First and 10 for the Z's. I'm sorry, first and 10 for the Vikings at the Zebra 29-yard line, ball in the near hash. 4:23 to play in the first half. Again, Rochester up 17-0. Dusenberry goes wide to the left side. Out of the shotgun now is Alec Craig. Craig, with Weaver in motion, takes the jet sweep going left. Weaver's got some blocks. I'm sorry, Webster has some blocks. He goes off the left side. He cuts it upfield. I'm not sure where they're going to mark this. He's going to be shy of the 35.
Like he's going to get 6.
Maybe the right at the 35.
Yeah.
Give him.
So right now, Brandon Webster's been the big thorn in Rochester's side.
Yeah,
with
you're not
those
kidding.
jet sweeps. He had the big one for 36 yards. That almost set him up in good position.
Craig again to the shotgun. Webster again on the jet sweep coming to the near side. No, I beg your pardon. That's Schaefer. Schaefer lowering his head. Getting it out to his own 39. Maybe even to the 40. Give him 5 and a Viking first down.
So they're going to work the corners on the outside. And don't be surprised if we don't see Feldman hitting us in the middle here before the next play or the next couple of plays.
3:48 to play in the first half. Vikings really need to score here because they get the football first in the second half. They need a little sense of urgency here with 3:35 to play in the first half, down 17-0. Dusenberry split left. Under center now is Alec Craig. Craig, Webster goes in motion left side on the jet sweep going left. Cuts it back inside a couple of blockers. Cut down at about the 45. Maybe the 44. Give him a pick up a 4. Second down and 6. Clock rolls, 3:15 to play in the first half.
That quick pitch to Webster when he's at full speed is scary to watch. He is so fast, and if he gets the sideline seam, look out.
Gone. Second and 6 for the Vikings. Out of the shotgun now is Craig. Craig gives to Feldman. Feldman off the left side, stacked up at the 45-yard line. They might have given him the 46, giving 2 yards. It'll be 3rd and 4 with 2:40 to play in the first half.
Great job by the backside of the Rochester defense. They stayed home and they played their assignment. Good job of stopping Feldman coming back.
Yeah, all 3 linemen for Rochester.
Now I think we're going to see them go to the air.
Well, you would think 3rd and 5. You would think that's coming. Out of the shotgun is Craig. On the run. Schaefer comes to the near side. Schaefer's got some blocks. Schaefer the Rochester 45, and Alec Holland is hit hard.
Face mask to face mask.
And he's down. He is not getting up. He's moving, but he's not getting up. It's going to be a first down for the Vikings. And I tell you what, Schaefer is slow to get up as well.
The two of them, they hit face mask to face mask. Hard at full speed.
He was coming in full speed, and so was Holland.
Now Holland jumped up to his feet, and Schaefer, though, he's still laying on his back.
Schaefer and Holland still down.
Oh, is Holland down? I thought I saw him jump up. Holland jumped up. He's out with the rest of the team.
Schaefer is down, but Holland got his bell rung as well. We'll take a 30-second timeout, Paul. When we come back, the final 2 minutes and 18 seconds of the first half. Rochester up 17-0. You're listening to Zebra Football, 92.1 WROI. Back at Rochester High School, well, Eric Schaefer is up, walking off under his own power. He and Alec Holland hit hard. I mean, it was full tilt, and both of them was face mask to face mask.
Yeah, and they both went down, and Holland jumped right back up after a few seconds, but Schaefer, they were going through the concussion scenarios that they go through, and he's walking off a little bit, I wouldn't say wobbly, but he's taking his time getting across to the other side, and so he may be out until second half anyway.
So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Vikings at the Rochester 42-yard line. 2:15 to play in the first half. Rochester up 17-0. Craig in the shotgun formation. Alex sets the club. Webster in motion going left. He gets the jet sweep going left. Takes a big dip. Now cuts it back upfield. He's got a shy of the first down. He got about 8 yards. Boy, that play started at the 42. He took the pitch at midfield and then carried it ahead across the Rochester 35 to the 34.
This is the first sign of life seen from Valley in this whole game. I mean, that first possession was 4, the next possession was 5, and now they're actually getting some yards. Well, they're going to have to do it quickly because now we're down to a minute 50 to play in the first half. Rochester up 17-0. Second down and 2 for the Vikings. Taking a long time in the huddle, down to 1:40 to play in the first half. They all have all 3 timeouts. Out of the pistol now is Craig with Feldman behind him. Feldman gets the carry going right. Feldman stacked up, shy of the 30, give him the 31. He's got a 3-yard gain and a Viking first down. 1st and 10 for the Vikings at the Rochester 31. Chains move, 90 seconds to play in the first half. Rochester up 17-0. Clock rolls. Vikings, no sense of urgency right now. They break the huddle with
a minute.
Yep,
minute 20.
Minute 20. 10 seconds ran off the clock in the huddle. Out of the shotgun is Craig. 10 on the play clock. Halfback pass coming. He's got a wide open receiver down the field. It's Webster. And the Zebras turn around. They underthrow him.
And the Zebras weren't even looking for the interception. They were just trying to catch up with Webster.
Deshaun Heckman was the halfback passer that time, and 2nd down and 10 with 66 seconds to play in the first half.
And that was a ball that could have been intercepted by Rochester, but they weren't. They were just trying to catch Webster. They didn't even know the ball was in the air.
I'm guessing no wind. That's probably a touchdown to Webster.
You're right.
That ball was definitely hung up. 2nd and 10. Craig out of the shotgun. Feldman to his right. On 2nd and 10 from the Rochester 31. On the jet sweep, Heckman comes to the near side. Heckman cuts it upfield. We get a flag on the play. Zebras tackle him at the 22 and pushing backwards.
And we're going to have holding against Tippecanoe Valley, I'm pretty sure.
Clock continues to run with 57 seconds. I would say that or a block in the back. You're right. We'll see. And that's one thing Coach Holstoppel said in the pregame is we can't eliminate the penalties because we've had so many of them.
Yeah.
But we have to cut them down.
Yeah. Try to get as few as you can and don't get them in key situations like this one.
So we're going to back it up 10 yards. So it'll be 2nd down and 20 from now the Rochester 41-yard line. 56.8 to play in the first half. Rochester up 17-0. Brad Thomas, Travis Watering, I'm David Musselman.
Those penalties will kill you. It's the 3rd one of the night, 30 yards. That unfortunate contact.
Yeah, that's a big one.
The fall offside.
Out of the shotgun is Craig. Jet sweep again going to Webster. Webster going to the left side. He's got some blockers. Cuts it inside. Webster has got the penalty yards back, plus a few more as he gets it out to the 25. Clock rolls, 40 seconds to play in the first half. Clock continues to roll. Clock continues to roll. Now a timeout taken by Tippecanoe Valley. 35 seconds to play in the first half. It'll be 3rd down and about 4 after a 16-yard run by Webster. We'll take a 30-second timeout. You're listening to Rochester Football 92.1 WROI.
If you purchased a raffle ticket from the Football Moms Club, we're going to draw the winning ticket here real quick. It's worth $139. Okay, if you got your tickets out, the winning ticket number is 490-7708. 7708, worth $139. Bring the lucky ticket to the press box.
Welcome back to Rochester High School. 35 seconds to play in the first half. Tippecanoe Valley has the football, 3rd down and 4 from the Rochester 25. Ball in the near far hash.
Yep, and Brandon Webster's been killing Rochester. He's got 75 yards on 8 carries.
All jet sweeps.
All jet sweeps. And I'll tell you what, with his speed, all he has to do is get the corner and give Tippecanoe Valley credit. They've been able to seal that corner off beautifully for him on those jet sweeps.
And every time he's got 2 or 3 blockers leading him.
Yeah.
3rd and 4 for the Vikings. Craig takes the snap on the fake, throws left. He's got looking for the stick. He reaches forward. He's got a first down, I believe, as he runs out of bounds. Nice job by the Zebra defense because when he originally faked the handoff and started going left, there was nobody there.
Yeah, Wilson Lee, the defensive end, was able to recover and try and stretch it out to the sideline, but Craig is just so fast. He was able to give a little fake inside and get to the stick.
5-yard run for Alec Craig gives the Vikings 1st and 10 to the Zebra 20.
And more importantly, get out of bounds and stop the clock.
Yeah. On the jet sweep, Schaefer back in the game. Comes to the near side. Hit hard by Bennett. Give him a yard. It'll be 2nd down and 9. Clock rolls 22 seconds. And the Vikings will take timeout number 2. We'll take a 30. You're listening to Zebra Football 92.1 WROI.
Timeout Valley.
My black glove is right down there.
Again, that winning ticket in the Football Moms 50-50 raffle, the number 490-7708. 490-7708.
90.
92.1 WRO Live.
22 seconds to play in the first half. Rochester and Tippecanoe Valley both with one timeout left. The Vikings, after a 1-yard gain, will have it 2nd and 9 at the Rochester 19-yard line, going to our right. And there is just a very light breeze right now here at Barnhart Field. So the ball will be on the near hash, the Rochester sideline. Butler will be tied to the left side. I'm sorry, will be wide to the left side. Out of the shotgun will be Craig with Feldman to his right. On 2nd and 9. Fakes the jet sweep. Back to pass. Rolls on the near side. Got Butler. It is complete. Touchdown Vikings.
Well, Craig and the whole Valley line rolled to the right. Craig turned and threw it back left to a cutting Butler across the middle on the open seam, and all he had to do was jump up and catch it. He had the inside position.
He put that ball perfectly where only he could catch it, Butler.
You're right.
Enough for him to jump, and it was a well-executed play, pass, and catch.
17 seconds to play in the first half. The Vikings will kick the extra point. Snap is back. Hold is down. Kick is away. And it is good. 17-7 Zebras. You're listening to Rochester Football, 92.1 WROI.
17.5 seconds remaining in the first half. The Zebras 17, Tippecanoe Valley 7. Still looking for
17.5 seconds to play in the first half. The Vikings are on the board.
13 plays, 71 yards, capped off by a Craig to Butler 19-yard touchdown pass. The PAT was good. Zebras lead 17-7 with 17 seconds remaining in the first half.
Coming up at halftime, we'll have the week that was. Also, a recap of the first half, stats, highlights, and we'll talk to Brett Abbott of the Rochester Zebras coming up here at the break.
That play by Tippecanoe Valley, great job. First of all, to Craig to run to his right and turn and throw across his body back to the left. That was a long throw across there for 19 yards.
Well, the reason why that
worked, about a 30-yard pass.
Yeah.
But, yeah, the whole momentum of the field's moving to the right. That means the safety has come over to the right, and the whole center of the field is wide open. Butler did a great job getting inside position.
And the reason why that worked is because Rochester's got to respect the athleticism, the running ability of Alec Craig. And when it looks like he's going to run, he just basically stopped on a dime, threw it back to the left, and good catch by Butler on the back end.
It was high over his head. He had to go up and get it. But, you know, give him credit. That's what he did.
This onside me a little bit. As Tippecanoe Valley uses their last time out, they're talking to the kicking team. Doesn't look like Rochester
putting any hands up. No. 17.5 seconds left in a half. So even if they do get the ball, they've got, you know, half of 45, 50 yards.
Ball on it. We got 17 seconds to get some plays up.
I think that 23 has any magic left in that jersey.
Yeah. I think anytime he has his hands on the ball, he's got some magic.
So here we go. 17.5 seconds to play in the first half. Rochester by 10. And the Vikings will kick off. Will it be a squib? Will it be an onside?
Onside, look.
It will be a pooch kick. Rensberger takes it at the 28. Rensberger at the 35. Lowers his head, carries across the 35 to the 37. So that's where Rochester, giving the 38. That's where Rochester will start this series with 14.5 seconds to play in the first half.
Well, what do? Try something or just run it to McLaughlin?
I don't think it'll be anything cute. I mean, it may be a McLaughlin right up the middle, or they might just take a knee and go into the locker room up by 10.
Maybe a halfback pass.
How's Wilson's arm doing?
Well, they will line up in the I formation with Hecker Lower wide to the right side with two tight ends. Holland under center from his 38. 14 seconds to play first half. Here's the pitch to Brooks. Fakes the handoff. Keeps it around the right side. Aaron Brooks on the Tippecanoe Valley sideline. Sidestep a tackler up the right sideline. And finally ran out of bounds with 5 seconds to play in the first half. Look out.
Now you take a shot.
Yeah, boy.
Absolutely.
Now you take a shot.
Kind of thrown with the wind a little bit. Brooks carries it out to the Tippecanoe Valley 46. First and 10 for the Z's. Look out. That's a big run by the sophomore. 5.4 seconds to play in the first half.
26 yards on the pickup by Brooks.
Heckathorn wide to the right side. Wilson tight right, Bennett split to the left. Under center is Holland with 5 seconds. Holland back to pass, looks left, throws left. He's got Bennett. Bennett rises up. Oh, incomplete. Incomplete with 0.7 seconds to play in the first half.
Deshaun Heckman there for Tippecanoe Valley gets enough of his hands on it to disrupt Bennett.
He undercut him.
Yeah.
Heckman undercut the route.
And it could have gone the other way, too. I mean, if Heckman gets his hands on that cleanly, he's gone to the other direction. But he just gets enough of that football to break up Bennett's concentration.
If it goes the other way, if Bennett goes in, he can walk
in. He's untouched, too, yeah.
So it'll be second down and 10 with 0.7 to play in the first half. Probably the last play of the half unless there's a defensive penalty. High back for Holland, 2 tight ends. Holland pitches to Brooks, in around to Heckathorn. And Josh Heckathorn pushed back to the 49, so he's going to lose 3. So that's how the first half ends, with the Zebras up 17-7. First half, and the halftime show coming up next, 92.1 WROI. Still trying again this time from the 35-yard line. Webster stands inside his 20. Lee, low end, over end kick. Webster has it at the 24, at the 30, has a flag in the play, and is brought down at about the 37-yard line. Rinsberger gives a nice little shot there at the end. No call, no flag, but there is a flag on the play.
Yeah. And this coming from behind the Rochester side, but it's going to be against Valley for pushing the back.
So let him back him up. Fourth penalty of the night. Is that right, Trav?
Yeah, yes. Valley did 4 penalties, 40 yards.
17-7. Rochester Zebras lead here at Barnhart Field. And after the penalty, it backs them up to the 27-yard line, where it'll be 1st and 10 for the Vikings. Ball in the near hash. So Alec Craig will be in the shotgun formation. Look out, Garrett Bell now to the to his right. He is now the fullback in the game. Handoff going to the right. That's Heckman on the jet sweep. Gets the corner, turns it upfield. Gets positive yards near 7, I believe. We'll see if he stepped out before that or not. Looks like they're going to mark it shy of the 35. Give him the 33. It'll be a pickup of 6. It'll be 2nd and 4. That's the only thing that's worked tonight for the Vikings, that jet sweep and, one pass play?
Yeah. And that was a fake jet sweep, if you will, with Holland, who turned and threw it back across the other direction.
Yeah. Alec Craig?
I'm sorry, yes, Craig.
11:47 to play in the third quarter. Dusenberry wide to the near side. Shotgun again is Alec Craig. The Vikings at their own 33. On the jet sweep, Webster coming to the near side. Rochester defense strings it out, and he is hit right at the stick.
Brandon Sutton.
Bennett also there. Ball, the mark on the near side was right at the stick. And they're going to give him the 43. I'm sorry, he's going to give him the 38. And enough for a Zebra first down. Or, I'm sorry, Viking first down. Well, how many times have we seen that? Just, if it's working, just keep going at it. Keep running it. Ball in the near hash, the Rochester sideline. 1st and 10 for the Vikings at their own 38. Dusenberry wide to the near side. Short side of the field, out of the pistol now is Craig. Heckman goes in motion. Bell gets the carry right up the middle. Garrett Bell at the 45 at midfield at the Rochester 45. Cuts him back inside the 40, at the 30, and is finally brought down by Bennett, but not until he gets to the Rochester 27-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Vikings.
A great job by Bell. He got a hole through the line. He cut back to the sidelines, and nobody was there. He took off. Picked up a big gainer for the Valley Vikings.
Give him the 26. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Vikings at the Zebra 26-yard line.
36 yards on the pickup for Bell.
Welcome to the offense, Garrett Bell. Out of the pistol. Heckman goes in motion to the right side. Bell again, right side. Bell stacked up at the 25 and brought down.
Bell again on the carry.
Wilson Lee, Tanner Music.
Brandon Sutton again on the tackle.
No gain, I beg your pardon. It'll be 2nd down and 10. 10:45 to play in the third quarter. Rochester up 17-7. The Vikings knocking on the door again. Dusenberry wide to the near side. Under center now is Alec Craig. Bell behind him. In motion comes Webster on the jet sweep. Gives to Bell right up the middle. Sutton again grabs him and drives him backwards to the 25. Actually give him the, not a lot there.
So give him 1, 2.
Give him the 24-yard line. It'll be 3rd down and 8 with 10:15 to play in the third quarter. 3rd down and 8 for the Vikings at the Rochester 24. Webster is your wing back to the right side. Alec Craig in the shotgun formation. Heckman goes on the jet sweep to the right. He's going to throw. Wide open downfield is Webster. He goes up for grabs. His back knocked away by Holland at the last minute. It'll be 4th down and 8. Holland comes in from nowhere. Webster's wide open, and Holland comes in from the backside and just swats it away. It'll be 4th and 8.
And Holland probably could have tried to catch that, but he didn't want the ball in the end zone or inside the 5.
Yeah. 4th down and 8. The Vikings will go forward to the Rochester 24. Garrett Bell in the backfield with Alec Craig is under center on 4th and 8. Heckman goes in motion to the right side. Back to pass is Craig. Looking. Now rolls to the right side. Throws back to the middle of the field. It is picked off. Picked off by the Zebras. Alex Holland gets it this time. Holland comes to the near side, switches directions, goes back to the towards the Valley sideline. Now he's going down the sideline. He slips one tackler, still on his feet. Finally dropped down. We get a flag in the play.
The last man that was blocked in the back. So Holland Manny, he wasn't going to get away. He got knocked out of bounds by that last tackler from Tippecanoe Valley, but at the same time,
two flags on the same play, or 2 flags on the play, probably for the same thing.
Yeah. But
regardless, it'll be Rochester football.
Great job by Holland. This time he did grab the football inside the 5.
And this time he should have knocked it down.
And brought it, at 4th down, But he brought it back to the Zebra 40-yard line, but the block in the back right there, as he gets pushed out of bounds, is going to put the Zebras back on.
At the 24.
24.
That's right.
Back where it was at.
Same difference.
Yep.
1st and 10 for the Z's at their own 24-yard line, up by 10.
But more importantly, they keep the Vikings out of the end zone.
Yep. Rensberger and Bennett comes wide to the near side. High back for Holland. Wilson Lee tight right. Alec under center. Pitches to Brooks. Aaron Brooks with a couple of blockers in front of him. Cuts it upfield. Aaron Brooks shakes a tackler down the near sideline, steps out of bounds. Shy of the 40. Great run from the sophomore, Aaron Brooks.
He had a great kick-out block, and his lead blocker, Austin Foster, in front of him.
Put him at the 39.
Give him 15 yards on the pickup for Aaron Brooks. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Z's at their own 39.
And again, he's just being patient, waiting for his blocks to get out in front of him so he can get around the corner.
Ball in the near hash. Bennett goes split to the left side. Wilson Lee, tight left. In the slot to the left side is Heckathorn. Eye back for Holland. McLaughlin right up the middle. Connor McLaughlin at midfield. Shakes a tackler at the 45. At the 40. Sheds another tackler. Gets inside the Valley 35. Down to the 34. 1st and 10 Zebras.
27 yards on the pickup for McLaughlin.
1st and 10 for the Zebras after the 21-yard gain by Connor McLaughlin, who basically just took the handoff up front. The guys up front cleared the way, and he rumbled out to the Vikings 39. I'm sorry, the 34. Bennett split left. Slot to the left, or the flank to the left side is Rensberger. McLaughlin again, being patient, tiptoes to the line of scrimmage and gets one. It'll be 2nd and 9. 9 minutes to play in the third quarter.
Yeah, that Zebra front 5 continuing to win the battle up front with Sutton, Music, Adams, Foster, and Hoover. All 5 of them doing an outstanding job tonight.
Play comes in from the sideline from Josh Heckathorn. The Zebras have it 2nd and 9 at the Valley 33-yard line. Sam Adams on the football. Bennett wide to the near side with 12 on the play clock. Flanker to the right of Heckathorn. Split back for Holland. Alec on 2nd and 9. Takes the snap. Hands off to Brooks. Aaron Brooks tripped up at the 25.
Close to the 1st down.
Yep. Give him 8. It'll be 3rd and 1. How close is he?
Yeah, he got 56.
Good for him. 3rd down and 1 for the Zebras at the Vikings 26-yard line with 8 minutes to play in the third quarter, leading 17-7. And Rochester quickly on the football. 15 on the play clock. Bennett wide to the near side. Rensberger flanker right. Here's the pitch to McLaughlin going right. Connor McLaughlin then is hit in the backfield, and he's going to be stopped for a loss. And he's going to be back at the 27. Going to bring up 4th down and about 3.
Ben Sloan and Bryce Webster on the stop for the Vikings.
That time, the Valley front guys got pushed and pushed McLaughlin backwards.
It overwhelmed Webster on the corner. He wasn't able to get a block for McLaughlin.
4th down and 3 for the Zebras. They'll go for it at the Valley 27. High backs for Holland. Alec under center on 4th and 3. Back to pass. Looks to the near side. It is complete. Incomplete to Heckathorn. Great pass route by Heckathorn. Great throw for Holland. And the Zebras turn it over on downs. Heckathorn had it in the flat all by himself.
5 yard down and out. And just ball hit him in the hands. He just couldn't watch it into his gut.
1st and 10 for the Vikings at their own 27. 7-12 to play in the 3rd quarter. Rochester up by 10. Great play call. Great route. The only thing we didn't do was just catch it. So the Vikings break the huddle. Butler wide to the near side. Bell's your fullback. Webster comes in motion to the near side on the jet sweep. Comes to the near side. Shakes the Wilson lead tackle. Kicks it to the near side. Got a 1st down and driven out of bounds hard by Alec Holland. And he takes it out to the 39. Pickup of 12 yards and another Viking 1st down and another jet sweep run. Wilson Lee was right there. I think tried to grab him by the shirt tail, but couldn't reach him.
And Webster approaching 100 yards in the ball game.
We had to guess there, what? Jet sweep to the right to Webster?
Yeah, or that or Heckman.
You know it's coming.
He's averaging 9.2 yards a carry.
Out of the shotgun, Heckman. There's a jet sweep going right. There's a flag on the play. Heckman runs away from McLaughlin, but not Bennett, as he's flung down at the 44. But there is a flag on the play.
Territory holding.
Penalty flag on the field.
So the officials converge. You know, we don't keep this stat, and I don't know who to talk to about it, but Bennett has had a ton of tackles tonight.
He has. Yep. He's been involved in a lot. Chop block. Yeah, chop block. Thank you. Block below the knee.
So that'll push the Vikings backwards on another penalty, a big penalty. Under 7 to play in the 3rd quarter. Rochester leading 17-7. That'll be 1st down and about 20 here after the penalty against the Vikings. So it'll go from the 39, that's a 15-yarder, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's going to go to the 24, 23-yard line.
It used to be, and I'm sure the rules probably changed, but it used to be you had a 3-yard margin either side of the line of scrimmage before they would call that. And I don't know now if it was outside the tackle box or whether that rule altogether has been changed.
1st and 23 for the Vikings. Craig under center. Webster comes in motion to the near side. Craig will keep. Craig rolls to the near side. Cuts it back inside. And is tackled hard at the 29-yard line. Give him 6. 2nd down and 17. Clock rolls with 6:40 to play in the 3rd quarter. Again, the Zebras up 17-7. Now give him the 30. It'll be 2nd down and 16. Second down and long for the Tippecanoe Valley Vikings. 6:20 to play in the 3rd quarter. Butler comes wide to the near side. Out of the pistol now is Craig. Heckman goes in motion. Back to pass is Craig. Rolls right, looking left. Rolls right, looking left. Now will tuck and run out of bounds. It'll be 3rd and long for Tippecanoe Valley. He might have picked up 2 or 3 yards. Not a lot there. It'll be 3rd and long and 3rd and about 17.
That original play looks like that first touchdown they scored where Craig runs to one side and looks back for that.
Yeah, and he was looking. He looked twice.
And he was covered.
Nice job by Heckathorn covering that up on the opposite side.
3rd and 18 for the Vikings.
But there again, you see how dangerous Craig can be when he has time to look for a receiver,
right,
and still has the option to run.
Ball at the Viking 32. Butler wide to the near side. Out of the shotgun is Craig. on the jet sweep, gives to Webster. Webster comes on the near side. Webster, there's another flag on the play.
Yep.
Webster's driven out of bounds at his own 45-yard line. That's going to bring up four.
Oh, now we got a late hit out of bounds by Rochester.
Now we're going to have a late hit on Heckathorn.
Yep.
So it would have would have brought up 4th down and 4.
Well, still, because we got a holding penalty against.
So will they is that offsetting?
Well, we'll see what to do. But we got a holding penalty against Valley, and then we got an unsportsmanlike after the play against Rochester. So it may end up with just the result of the play, or they replay.
Mark it off 10 and then give them 15. So
well, that could be too, which would possibly give. Well, the holding though is marked off from the spot of the holding, which they may end up losing yardage if that's the case.
So they are. Yep, that's what they're going to do. I think that's what they're going to mark off the holding.
Marked off from the 37 yard line.
So they'll
still be short.
Yep, it's going to be.
We have dead ball.
Yeah.
Against the Zebras.
So it'll be
10 yard.
It'll be 3rd down. Yeah.
3rd down again, and they'll still be short of the 1st down by 4 yards, 5.
So it'll be 3rd down for the Vikings. And they'll spot the ball at the Tippecanoe Valley 44. It'll be 3rd down and 6 for Tippecanoe Valley.
That's a big penalty there against Rochester. They had them.
First penalty of the night for Rochester.
It would have
a big
been
one.
4th and long.
Or 3rd and 2 days.
Yeah.
3rd and 7 for the Vikings at their own 43. Now you got to really watch that jet sweep. That thing has worked all night.
That has.
And Webster, who has ran it, will go in the slot to the right side. Wing back to the left side is Heckman. Out of the shotgun is Craig. Craig back to pass, rolls right, rolling right, throws it on the sideline. It is complete. It is complete short. He picks up some yards. It'll be 4th down and about 2 or 3 for the Vikings at about the 47-yard line.
I'm not sure it took him so long to throw that ball. He was wide open as soon as he said hike.
4th and 2 for the Vikings with 5:35 to play in the 3rd quarter. Again, the Zebras up 17-7.
Well, what Coach Sainer say, he's really, really good at extending the play.
Yeah.
I think he was looking for somebody beyond the stick to get the 1st down.
Butler wide to the near side. Out of the shotgun is Craig. Gives to Webster on the jet sweep. Webster has blockers. Cuts it up, turns the corner, 1st down. Ran out of bounds at the Rochester 41. 1st and 10 for the Vikings. Boy, how big is that dead ball personal foul now?
Right, exactly. As the Vikings keep this drive alive.
42-yard line, 1st and 10. Ball in the near hash. 5:15 to play in the 3rd quarter. Webster's had a huge night for the Vikings. Out of the shotgun is Craig with Bell to his right. Heckman, jet sweep to the right.
Jet sweep left, jet sweep right.
Yep, Heckman hit by Tanner Music at the 40. And that's it, 2-yard gain. It'll be 2nd and 8.
But to the athleticism of Brandon Webster, he's got 108 yards on 12 carries. Heckman's been running the jet sweep to the opposite direction, and he's only got 2 carries for 8 yards.
Give him 3, in fact. It'll be 2nd and 7. Ball at the Rochester 39. Tippecanoe Valley driving here with under 5 minutes to play in the 3rd quarter. Alec Craig again out of the shotgun. Webster gets the jet sweep going left. Webster, Rochester defense doing a great job stringing this one out, and it only allows Webster to get out to the 37, maybe the 36. Good job that time by the Zebra defense.
Yeah, it was a great job by Heckathorn and Tanner Music and Gavin Bennett, all of them sticking with him the entire time and finally being able to bring him down.
3rd and down and 4 for the Valley Vikings. 4:15 to play in the 3rd quarter. Ball at the Rochester 37 near hash. Under center now is Alec Craig. Garrett Bell behind him. Heckman goes in motion right. Fakes his jet sweep. Keeps it. Cuts it upfield. Got a 1st down to the 30. Down the near sideline and finally pushed out of bounds by Alec Holland. Shy of the 20. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Vikings.
First down pickup for Valley. Alec Craig on the carry.
Alec Craig did a great job selling that jet sweep to the right. Takes it right, went left. Ball takes the ball to the Rochester 23, first and 10.
Showed some of his own speed on that play.
Yep. Craig out of the shotgun, ball in the near hash. Heckman goes in motion, jet sweep going right. Heckman with the blocker, outruns Wilson Lee. And Heckman turns it upfield for about a 2 or 3 yard gain.
Initially hit by Gavin Bennett.
That time, Garrett Bell hit Wilson Lee below the knees.
You're right.
No call.
The referee was right there looking at it. I took a second look to make sure that he wasn't going to call it.
Score update from Whitco. Whitco leads Manchester 27-0 after 3.
No gain on the play there by Heckman. It'll be second and 10. Webster gets the ball coming to the near side on the jet sweep. Webster, there's a block in the back, and we're going to have a big stick on the near side by Gavin Bennett.
Job by Bennett. He fought through the block and made the tackle for a loss.
Yeah, I was going to say, now it's going to be 3rd and 11, or do you take the penalty? It's going to be hold on Valley.
Second 20 or 3rd and 11.
The result of the play was a loss of yardage. It'll be 3rd and 11 if they decline this penalty. What's Coach Zaner going to do here?
Field position.
And it's going to, they're going to back him up. So it'll be second down and about 20 for the Vikings.
He's going to play the field position, take him away from field goal opportunity, hopefully away from a big play opportunity.
That's respectable.
Yeah, not bad. Pioneer beating Knox 35-0, 10-3.
Probably the closest game they've had all year.
So the Vikings will take a timeout. 3:12 to play in the third quarter. Zebras up 17-7. We'll take a 30. You're listening to Zebra Football, 92.1 WROI.
I don't know.
Back at Rochester High School, been a pretty quiet third quarter. 3:12 to play in the third. Rochester up by 10 after the holding penalty and the Vikings timeout. They'll have a second down and 22 from the Rochester 35.
City Valley's really had a good drive this series, but they've had 2 or 3 holding penalties that have really been costly.
Yeah.
You'd think they'd be costly, except they've been able to overcome those penalties and keep the drive alive. And now, after another holding penalty, they're looking at, what, second and 20-something?
Yeah, second 22.
Yeah, they've had 7 penalties tonight for about 75 yards.
Wow.
Out of the shotgun. Heckman goes in motion to the right. Craig back to pass, rolling right. Flips it out to Heckman, is complete. Heckman shaking his way, tiptoeing his way through the defense. He takes it inside the Rochester 30, near the 27. He's going to get a big chunk of that back. It's going to bring up third down. What is that, 14 yards? And the ball's at the Rochester 27, 3rd and 14. 2:45 to play in the third quarter. Rochester up by 10. Ball on the far hash. Craig brings the club to the line of scrimmage with 15 on the play clock. Butler comes wide to the near side. Webster comes in motion to the near side on the jet sweep. Gets it, cuts it inside. Wilson Lee hits him at the 25.
Tanner Music in there too, I think.
Pushes ahead to the 24. Picks up 3. It'll bring up 4th down and 11. This will be interesting.
Tanner Music, Wilson Lee on the tackle.
4th down, makes it 10 for Rochester. Ball in the middle of the field. Ball's at the Rochester 24. Alec Craig comes to the sideline and gets the play from the coaching staff.
Well, I think, Valley's 2 options are Webster and Craig.
You know who's been pretty quiet this half?
Well,
and Butler.
Butler, yeah.
Butler has the only touchdown catch of the night for the Vikings. Out of the shotgun. Heckman goes in motion to the right. Bell keeps it right up the middle. That didn't fool the Zebras. And the Zebras and there's a pitch back to Craig.
And then the Zebras 5 more yards.
Yep. Driving back to the 31. Rochester going to take over on downs.
Great job by the Rochester defense. No, it wasn't on purpose. Bell was just trying to make a play. Craig was standing there and did a good job of just trying to snag that ball and get somewhere, but Rochester had it well defended.
And so now Rochester will, the 24? They must have whistled the play dead?
Probably.
Before the pitch?
Oh, yeah, okay. Whistle a dead on Bell.
I'm not sure I understand that play call, but okay. 1st and 10 for the Zebras on their own 24. Bennett comes wide to the near side. Wilson lead tight right. Flanker to the right is Heckathorn. Quick snap. And is that Brooks taking it off the left side? He might have gotten to the 25, maybe to the 26. More importantly, clock rolls. Minute 20 to play in the third quarter. Rochester up 17 to 7. 2-yard gain for Brooks.
Harrison Spunseller attack.
Brad Thomas, Travis Watering. I'm David Musselman. Next week on the road at Manchester. 2nd down and 8 for the Z's of their own 26. They'll break the huddle with 11 on the play clock. Bennett and Rinsberger wide to the near side. Wilson lead tight right. High back for Holland. Alec on 2nd and 8. Take the snap. Pitches to Brooks. Aaron Brooks looking to the sideline. Cuts it back inside. Boy, Gavin Bennett got away with a hold there. And I think that Aaron Brooks probably should have cut it up before he did. There was a hold there, but he was looking for the sideline. He gets it out to the 29. He'll pick up 3. It'll be 3rd down and 5 for the Zebras with 44 seconds to play in the third.
Well, that time Valley did a good job of stringing that ball out towards the sideline. Rochester really hasn't attacked Tippecanoe Valley through the air much at all in this game, and a lot of that's got to do with Connor McLaughlin. 135 yards in this ball game already.
3rd and 5. Heckathorn wide to the near side. Bennett split left. High back for Holland with 3 on the play clock. Back to pass is Holland. Rolling to his left. Got a lot of time. He's looked, throws, incomplete. 4th down and 5. Great defensive play on that far side as that ball was intended for Bennett. And Rochester will punt the ball away with 36.5 seconds to play.
I think that was Alex Craig, the quarterback, that made the defensive stop on Bennett.
Fourth and 5 for the Rochester Zebras. Dane Duff looking to punt for the first time tonight. Webster, the near man, back inside his 40. High snap through his hands. Oh, and one bounce picks it up, and he kicks it out of bounds.
Out of bounds, yep.
That goes out of bounds at the Rochester 38.
You're right. McLaughlin only had 3 carries in that third quarter. But we saw him roll an ankle late in that second quarter, and we really haven't seen or heard much from him since. So I think that, you see him out there, he's still a little bit, tender on that one ankle.
Wow, that was a pretty lucky bounce for Zane Duff. It goes right through his hands, hits the ground, it bounces right back up to him, and at least he gets the punt away.
The Valley with fantastic field position in Rochester side of the field.
Inside the Rochester 40. Heckman in motion to the right side. Fakes the jet sweep. Throws on the near side to Butler. Butler complete. Dan Butler tries to bring him down, slips the tackle, and then
the big
Sutton pile drives him to the ground at the 36.
Brandon Sutton did a great job at 6'4", 260 pounds. Butler was not going to get away from him, and you're right, he just drove him right into the ground.
That'll more than likely be the last play of the third quarter as we're down to 5 to 4 to 3, and that'll do it. After 3, Rochester leads 17-7. Fourth and final quarter next at Barnhart Field, 92.1 WRLI. We're going to the fourth and final quarter here at Rochester High School. The Zebras leading 17-7. It'll be Tippecanoe Valley football. 2nd down and 8 from the Rochester 36. Going now to our right. Brad Thomas, Travis Watering. I'm David Musselman. Light breeze here at Barnhart Field.
No score in the second half as Rochester still hanging on to that 10-point lead.
Wabash now leads North Miami 23-14.
Craig, quick handoff to Bell. And Bell's going to push forward for about another 4 yards.
Connor McLaughlin on the tackle.
Sorry, taking care of some business.
All right, 3rd and 5 now for Tippecanoe Valley.
17-7, Zebras up. Ball spotted at the Rochester 33. Dusenberry wide to the left side. Butler wide to the near side, out of the shotgun. Craig complete to Webster, first down. Dan Butler brings him down, but giving him 7 on the pitch and catch, and another Viking first down, shy of the Rochester 25.
And a late flag.
Come on. Is that going to be against the Zebras?
It almost has to, doesn't it?
I would imagine.
Another unsportsmanlike.
Yep.
Boy, we gotta check that here, fellas. We're up by 10.
Shooting ourselves in the foot right now.
Yep, must be against Rochester because Valley's huddling up
and they're
Rochester
moving backwards.
Yep. So a first down pass from Craig to Heckman.
Dead ball.
And we're going to have a dead ball
penalty. Yep. Against the Rochester Zebras, so that's going to take the ball inside the 10 to around the 8. Tyler Ousley comes into the game for the Rochester Zebras. I'm not sure who came out.
Is it a lineman?
Yeah.
Sutton's on the bench. It's something with his helmet.
1st and 10 for Tippecanoe Valley at the 8. Bell right up the middle. Garrett Bell, now it gets to the 10, so it was from the 13? Music on the tackle for Rochester. Giving him a pickup of 3. It'll be 2nd down and 7, 11 minutes to play in the game. Ball in the far hash for the Vikings, which is their sideline. 2nd down and 7 from the Zebra 10. Butler wide to the near side. Out of the shotgun is Craig. Back to pass. Looks left, throws left. It is complete, incomplete. Threw it behind the intended receiver.
Great job by Butler.
I think if he catches that, he's in.
Yep, great job by Rochester's Daniel Butler.
And that was intended for Rigo Butler. But that was intended for Heckman, it looks like. Anyway, it'll be 3rd and 7. Here we go, back to the jet sweep.
Yeah, absolutely.
Ball at the 10 of the Rochester Zebras. Rochester up by 10, 17-7. 10:42 to play in the football game here at Barnhart Field.
Bennett playing outside defense here for Rochester.
And he's one-on-one with Webster. Here's a snap to Craig. Craig's going to run quarterback. Keeper runs into Bennett, and he's stopped for a loss.
Great job by Gavin Bennett. He took Butler on the pass route for about 5 yards, fought off the block, and came up and made the tackle on Craig for a loss of 2 and 4th down.
He's going to lose 2. It'll bring up 4th down and 9, and on comes the field goal unit.
I would be leery of a fake.
Luka Jetstedt from the kick will be from the 20 on the near hash. It's a 30-yard attempt.
And Craig is the holder.
Yeah, yikes, look out. 4th and 9. Snap is back, hold is down, kick is away. He's got plenty of leg, and the wind holds it up a little bit, and it just crosses the crossbar. It is good from 30 yards. 17-10. Rochester will lead. 9:50 to play in the game. You're listening to Zebra Football, 92.1 WROI.
Vikings put 3 points on the board.
Back at Rochester High School, 9:54 to play in the game. The first points of the second half is a 30-yard field goal.
7 plays, 26 yards, capped off by a Luka Jetstedt 30-yard field goal. The field goal was good. The Zebras maintain their lead, 17-10, with 9:54 in the 4th quarter.
And we were just talking about how that wind was a light breeze for a while, and then as the ball was snapped, it got a big gust come through, and we were talking that he didn't have 31 yards in him. It took him all 30 to get across the crossbar. So 17-10. Rochester's lead is 7 now. 10 unanswered points for the Tippecanoe Valley Vikings. And it's blowing so hard now that the Ball's blowing off the tee. Boy, we need about a 9-minute drive capped off by a touchdown.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, Zebras have been kind of sluggish here in the second half. They're going to have to find an answer for that.
John Humes now will hold the ball for Jack Stad of the Tipping New Valley Vikings. German kicker. Spiral kick down the field. Checks up at the 21. Rochester finally picks it up. Bennett now on the return at the 15. Gavin Bennett down the far sideline and is grabbed by the ankles at about the 29.
Looked like he had an opening there at about the 25-yard line, but he went the wrong direction. He didn't cut it back towards the middle.
Winnemac final over West Central, 43-0.
That one did quick. First down for Rochester at their own 29-yard line of the far hash, going to our left. 9:49 to play in the game. Rochester up by 7 at 17-10. Two tight ends, full house backfield for Holland. Alec takes the snap, gives to Wilson Lee. Lee across the 30, backs his way across the 35, backs his way to the 36. 7-yard pickup for Wilson Lee. It'll bring up second down and 3.
Well, we saw McLaughlin roll an ankle late in that second quarter, and ever since then we've seen Wilson Lee and Aaron Brooks do the majority of the ball handling here in the second half. And we didn't think, and we wasn't even sure Wilson Lee was going to play in the backfield.
Yeah,
at the beginning of this game.
We'll go to two tight ends again. Pearson left, Bennett right, pull out backfield for Holland, 3rd and 3 at his own 36. McLaughlin falls ahead, and they're going to say his knee touches before he gets to the sticks. Maybe a yard. It'll be 3rd down and 2 for Rochester. Under 9 to play in the game, up by 7. 3rd and 1 for Rochester after a 2-yard run by McLaughlin. Heckathorn brings the play in from the sideline. 8:45 to play in the game. Rochester leads 17-10.
Taking their time in the huddle. They're going to let that clock run all the way down as much as they can.
3rd and 1 for the Z. Bennett wide to the near side. Flanker left is Heckathorn. They're going to have to hurry now with 3 on the play clock. With 2, with 1. Here's the snap. McLaughlin right up the middle. He's got a first down as he pushes the Viking tacklers across the 40 down to around the 42 or 3-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Z.
Good job by McLaughlin. Great job by Sam Adams. He was pumped coming out of the huddle. He was jumping up. He was ready to go. But unfortunately, he was the only one out of the 11 on the field that was ready to go, and they waited to the very last second to snap the football.
Connor McLaughlin, a 3-yard run there.
Matter of fact, Holland was falling backwards when he handed off to McLaughlin.
8:20 to play in the game. Bennett wide to the right side. Rensberger split left. Eye back for Holland on 1st and 10. Alec takes the snap from Adams. Takes the handoff. Rolls on the near side. Outruns the defender. And now to the Rochester sideline at midfield. Up the field. Cut out of bounds at the 45. And he's run out at the 46.
Another first down for Alec Holland.
Giving 12 on the play, 13 on the play, and a Zebra first down at the Vikings' 46-yard line.
A design run there for him.
Oh, yeah, you could tell. Yep.
Pulling guard.
Valley did a good job getting some defenders in the backfield. Holland just outran him to the corner.
And he had pulling guard on the right side, Tanner Music, his lead blocker, and he beat Music on the outside and get his yard.
Under 8 minutes to play in the game. Rochester up 17 to 10. McLaughlin takes the handoff up the middle. Crosses the 45 to the 44. Giving 2, it'll be 2nd and 8. Rochester's attempted 5 passes tonight with Alec Holland's 1 of 10. Yeah.
1 of 5 for 10 yards. McLaughlin, his 22nd carry of the ball game, he's got 142 yards.
So Rensberger brings the play in from the sideline with just 15 on the play clock. Rochester's going to break the huddle under 10. They're going to have to hustle. They're going to have to hustle. Down to 7, and they're going to have to use a timeout. Yep. Rochester will take a timeout. 7:27 to play in the game, leading 17-10. We'll take a 30. You're listening to Rochester Football, 92.1 WROI. 47 seconds to play in the game. Rochester leads 17-10. After the Zebra timeout, they'll have it second down and 8 at the Vikings 44-yard line, going to our left. Brad, you got the scores from around the area?
Yeah, Hugh, I got 27-0 Whitco over Manchester, 21-0 Concord over Plymouth.
Whoa, say that again.
21-0 Concord over Plymouth.
Yeah, right on.
21-0 Concord over Plymouth. And what was the one we just heard? Wabash 29, North Miami 14.
Split back for Holland. Alec under center, takes the snap, gives to McLaughlin left side, and now we're going to have a false start on the Zebras.
Right. Nobody was set on that right side of the line as they kept moving and jumping.
So we'll bring up second down and about 13 after the 5-yard walk-off. Boy, these penalties. And I know there's only been, two for Rochester or 3
now.
Well, it was the big unsportsmanlike penalties, dead ball penalties after the play. There's 2 of them tonight that really hurt Rochester.
So second and 13 after the 5-yard walk-off. Ball at the 49-yard line of the Valley Vikings.
We're in double-digit penalties tonight on both teams combined with well over 100 yards.
Wow.
You mean, huh?
Each team has 10 penalties combined with about over 120 yards total yards given up.
But Rochester only has 3 penalties.
They only have 3.
Okay.
And most of those yards are coming from Valley.
Second down and 13. The Zebras break the huddle. Bennett goes wide right. Ball in the middle of the field. Josh Eckathorn wide to the near side. Aaron Brooks dots the I. Wilson tight left. Holland takes the handoff. Quarterback keeper to the near side. Great block by Tanner Music. Not a lot there, though, as he gets out maybe to the 47. Give him 2. It'll be third down and 11.
Now, Rochester offensively just really doesn't look like they know what in the world's going on. I don't know if
Give him 1. It'll be third and 12.
I don't know if they've gone to another playbook or what, but everybody out there looks like they have no clue what they're doing.
Third and 12 for the Zebras at the Viking 48. Taking a lot of time. Play hasn't come in yet. It's 15 on the play clock. They're going to have to hurry, or they're going to have to blow another timeout. Brooks comes out of the game. We got 5 on the play clock. Rochester's going to have to hurry to 3, to 2, to 1, and now Rochester will have to use another timeout. 6:40 to play in the game. Rochester will take a 30-second timeout. We will too. You're listening to Zebra Football, 92.1 WROI. Back at Rochester High School. So we go to the commercial. It's third down and 12 from the 48.
Yeah.
We come back from the commercial break. It's now third and 11 from the 47.
Okay.
That's twice tonight.
Yeah. Well, let's hope if we get an 11-yard gain, they don't penalize us a yard on the spot.
You've seen that before tonight already as well.
Right.
2 wing backs for Rochester. Low back is McLaughlin on third down and 11 from the 47. Bennett goes the motion to the right side. He gets the pitch going right. Cuts it inside the blocker of Brooks, and he is hit hard at the 44.
Feldman takes him down.
Loses his feet, does Bennett, and now it's fourth down and about 8. Here comes the punting unit.
Nick Feldman on the stop.
4th and 8 for the Zebras with 6:15 to play in the football game. Rochester up 17-10. The Vikings are going to get a bat. Fortunately, Duff will be kicking with the wind. It looks like it's straight out of the...
Let's hope he can get a better snap and a better kick than he had last time.
Goes to Duff. No pressure. Gets it away. Kicks it away from Heckman. Heckman then boots it out of bounds at the 10. It bounces. He doesn't fall on it. He loses the handle and loses the handle out of bounds at about the 10 or 11-yard line.
Duff, when he received that ball, it was the first time tonight he wasn't wearing gloves. I think that might have been a problem with that last snap where he just walked up the gloves, and this time he's using his bare hands.
Well, Valley now With 5:56 left in the game, they trail by 7. And Rochester's going to see a large dose of Brandon Webster and Alec Craig.
I would say
lots of outside runs coming at us.
Jets.
Yep. Where's the wide side of the field? You'll find Bennett and Heckathorn.
First and 10 at the 9. Out of the shotgun. Barrel gets it right up the middle. Garrett Bell has got a big first down. He's grabbed from the shirt tail and brought down, but not until he gets to the Rochester 31.
20 yards for Bell on that carry, and that was set up by Webster going on the jet sweep, and Craig giving it to the second man through, which was Bell, except Rochester had already bid on the sweep.
Yeah, Zebras were playing the sweep defense there.
First and 10 for the Vikings at their own 31-yard line. Going to our right, 5:40 to play in the game. Rochester up 17-10. Fowler comes out of the game. Rensberger now in. And going to the outside, the linebacker to the right side is Wilson Lee. Alec Craig under center. Bell behind him. Webster goes in motion to the right side. Bell gets, Alec Craig keeps it. Craig hit from behind, brought down to the 35. Give him 4, it'll be 2nd and 6.
Wilson Lee on the tackle.
And Valley trying to keep the Rochester defense a little bit confused here on what they're hoping is going to be their last drive.
Third, make that 2nd down and 6 for the Vikings. Out of the pistol. Craig takes the snap on the jet sweep. Webster coming to the near side. Webster gets a block, cuts it upfield. Webster then is tackled by Holland.
That's Schaefer.
That's Schaefer, okay.
Yeah, 21.
Well, regardless, the jet sweep works again as he gets it out to his own 49. Another Viking first down. So obviously it doesn't matter what the number is running it. That jet sweep's going to work with anybody.
Yep.
You could even get on that must.
Well, let's see. It's highly unlikely. First and 10 for the Vikings at their own 49. Out of the shotgun now is Craig. Bell to his left. There's a snap. Craig takes, rolls left. Quarterback keeper going left. Strings into the sideline. Caught from behind and ripped down by Bennett.
Bennett's going to knock him out of bounds and a loss of about 4.
Yeah, 3 or 4, you're right. That's going to bring up 2nd and 14. Great job by Gavin Bennett.
He has had a plethora of tackles tonight, yes.
Right on.
He's got 12, 15.
At least.
More than that.
Pushes the ball back to the Viking 45-yard line. Ball in the far hash. Webster and Butler comes wide to the near side. Out of the shotgun is Craig. Alec Craig, the quarterback for the Vikings, takes the snap. Back to pass. Looks to the near side. Throws to the near side. Is incomplete. Wow. Heckathorn giving Butler all sorts of room. The ball thrown behind Butler that time.
Heckathorn could have made a break on the ball, but he was just leery of letting Butler go free.
3rd down and 14. And don't you imagine this is a 4-down territory, even though it's on their side of the 50?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. They trail by 7. They're going to go for it every opportunity they got.
4 minutes to play in the game. Out of the shotgun. Jet sweep. And, boy, the runner shakes the tackler.
Schaefer,
yep. Maybe a yard, not a lot there. It'll be 3rd and 13.
Great defense by Rochester. I think Rensberger or somebody was able to get a hold of his shoulder and slow him down just enough for Music and McLaughlin to come in.
Give Schaefer 1. It'll be 4th and 13 here at Rochester High School. 3.5 to play in the game. The first down marker is at the Rochester 41. Craig in the shotgun. Bell to his left. 4th down and 13 for the Vikings. And now we're going to have a timeout. Another timeout. Rochester will use their 3rd and final timeout. We'll take a 30. Rochester up 17-10. You're listening to Zebra Football, 92.1 WROI. Seconds to play in the game. Rochester leads 17-10. After the Zebra timeout, the Vikings will have the ball 4th and 13 at their own 46.
And this is going to, this comes down to the ball game for Tippecanoe Valley right now. 3:24 left to go in the game, and they trail by 7.
So Alec Craig will have 4 receivers, 2 to the near, 2 to the far, Bell to his left. On 4th and 13, back to pass is Craig, rolls left, looking, throws it up, Wind catches it, it's a Wind to duck. It is complete
by Bell.
Complete to Bell.
No, Webster. Rochester had the interception, but instead of going after the football, they stood flat-footed and waited on it. And Webster dove in front of him and grabbed it.
1st and 10 for the Vikings, now at the Rochester 29. That thing was a wounded duck because of the wind. And Webster wanted it more, and he went up and grabbed it. 1st and 10 for the Vikings at the 29.
I think Rochester would have been more successful there just batting it down.
Yep. Well, if they'd have just gone after it, they just stood flat-footed and waited for the ball to come down.
Webster motion to the near side. Bell carries it. And now we're going to have a penalty before the play starts. It'll be a false start on the Vikings. So they'll back them up 5. It'll be 1st and 15. Wow.
Just under 3 minutes to go in the ball game.
2:58 to be exact. Rochester leads 17-10 and out of timeouts. I believe the Vikings have all 3 of those. Theirs, I believe. 2 of them? Okay. They've used 1. Dusenberry wide to the left side. Butler comes wide to the near side. Shotgun formation for Craig. Alec Craig back to pass. Looks left. Here comes the pressure. Rolls away from it. Steps up. Throws it. Another wounded duck. Bennett goes up for it.
Incomplete.
Man, that wind is really playing havoc because Alec Craig throws a really high ball, and the higher that thing goes, the more the wind forces against it, and it just hangs it up there. And Bennett,
he's getting the point. I think he's getting that front point of that ball up in the air too high, and the wind, like you said, the wind is catching it and riding it a little higher.
Bennett's eyes lit up there. He saw a wobbly ball towards the sky, and no one's jumping higher than Bennett.
The Tippecanoe Valley defender did a good job of getting up over the top of the backup defender. He's knocking it away.
For sure.
Yeah.
2nd and 15. Craig. Quick screen to the near side. That's a lateral. That's a lateral. Run! No.
How's it not?
They're waving it off.
The official on this side is saying incomplete. That was a lateral for sure.
Again. The referee in the white hat was standing there waiting for Rochester to run with it. He did not blow the whistle.
Again, an awful call.
It was the one awful call. It was the one on the sideline that called it.
Alec Craig under center, drops back to about the 38, throws it to the 39. That's backwards.
Yeah.
And the cat on the near sideline says pass incomplete.
Yeah, because the referee who was standing 2 feet away from Craig did not blow the whistle.
That's terrible.
Out of the shotgun on 3rd and 15. Alec Craig takes the snap, hands off to Schaefer on the jet sweep. Schaefer comes to the near side. Bennett again.
Yep.
Pushes him backwards. It'll be 4th down.
Bennett again did a fantastic job of riding that block, not getting pushed back, but riding the block towards the sideline until he could get free and make the tackle. Great job.
Pushes the Vikings back to the 37-yard line of the Rochester Zebras. It'll be 4th down, and now the Vikings will use a timeout. 2:05 to play in the game. The Zebras up 17-10. It'll be 4th down and 16 when we come back after this 30-second timeout. 92.1 WROI. Seconds to play in the game. Tippecanoe Valley looking at 4th and 16 after a 2-yard loss by Schaefer thanks to Gavin Bennett again. And a big 4th down coming. And now Coach Stainer, I've got to assume, this is going to say, look, fellas, we have an opportunity to knock down the ball. Just knock it down. Don't worry about the interception. Just knock it down and we'll take over.
Holland's playing deep back there at safety. And
Butler's back. What was it, Val? 27-7, Northfield defeats Mechanical. Out of the shotgun, Rochester jumps off sides. So it'll be 4th and 12 after the 5-yard mark off with 2:05 to play in the game. Rochester up 17-10. Yeah, you would think it's a 5-yard penalty, but with these guys, the 5-yard could turn into 7, or it could be 3.
Well, if there is another offside penalty, yeah, we'll see.
That is not 4th and 12 and across the way. That's at least 4th down and 13. So the ball spotted at the Rochester 32. The marker across the way says 4th and 13. That is not 12. Yeah, now Valley will take another timeout.
Watch the ball.
2:05 to play in the game. Zebras up 17-10. You're listening to Zebra Football, 92.1 WROI. Five-yard Down in 13 for the Tippecanoe Valley Vikings with 2:05 to play in the game. Rochester up 17-10. The ball is on the Rochester 32, and they've got to get to the Rochester, 19 and a half for a first down. Yeah. And the Valley is down to one timeout. And the final 2:05.
Rochester playing 3 deep safeties.
Three receivers to the left, one to the near. Out of the shotgun is Craig. Takes the snap, rolls left. Here comes some pressure. Oh, my goodness. There's a flag. There should have been a flag.
There wasn't.
And the ball thrown downfield, incomplete. He had Webster. And the Valley Vikings got away with a huge hold on, was it Hoover?
On Music. But the pass to the goal line to Webster, but Webster running away from the ball, and it was trying to catch it over his head, over his shoulder.
So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Zebras at their own 32-yard line. 1 minute, 59 seconds to play in the game, leading by 7. One timeout left for the Vikings. First down ought to do it. Yes. So Rochester will come to the line of scrimmage with 2 tight ends in the full house backfield. Bennett tight left. Ross Pearson tight right. Wilson Lee gets the carry. Lee lunges forward, gets to the 39.
8 yards.
Picks up 7. It'll be 2nd down and 3. Nice hard run by Wilson Lee. Clock rolls, 1:40 to play in the game. 100 seconds left here at Rochester High School. Zebras up 17-10. Ball in the near hash. Heckathorn will be the flanker to the left side. Now we have 4 backs in the backfield. Nope, we're going to have Bennett tight to the right. 9 on the play clock. Full house backfield again for Holland with 5, with 4, with 3. Here's the snap. Wilson Lee again, lowers his head. Wilson Lee pushes the pile ahead, and the spot on the near side is a first down. Give him 4. 1st and 10 for the Zebras at the Rochester 43. And now we can line up in the victory formation. Down to 1:10 to play in the game. Okay. Cubs up 2-0.
Oh.
Pirates down 4-1.
Hey, to who?
There's your love.
The Reds are beating the Pirates 4-1.
There's your love.
First down and 10 for the Z's. 50 seconds to play in the game. Full house backfield. Alec Holland under center. Full house backfield. He takes the snap and the knee. 45 seconds. 2nd down and 11. Rochester will retain the bell with 1 more snap. 10 seconds difference. 1 more snap and this will do it. Holland under center. Take the snap, there's the knee, and that'll do it. Rochester scores all their points in the first half and hold on to beat the Tippecanoe Valley Vikings 17-10 here at Barnhart Field. Post-game show coming up next, 92.1 WROI.
The final score, Zebras 17, Tippecanoe Valley 10.